When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co.
Good morning and welcome in here on this Tuesday morning. As it was just a pretty regular Monday, huh? Nothing crazy going on. Pretty calm Monday.
We are all the way back. You forget how this time of the year goes.
It's I literally was sitting there yesterday because it was right when. First off, good morning to all of you. Thank you for joining us. I had gotten to the high school for basketball practice, to coach practice.
Yeah, and Knox was there.
Yeah, touring school.
And you go to Central.
Great choice. And so I'm standing there and
pitching
they're just kind of, jogging up. They're doing their stretches or whatever. And so I'm just kind of standing on the side. My phone in my pocket is like buzzing. It was like, this person called me, this person texted, and I'm looking and they're like, is this real? What's going on? Send me pictures of planes and screenshots of flight logs. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're back. I was like, we're literally like, there's nothing like someone hiding in a bush at the Baton Rouge airport to get pictures of a plane and just the silhouette of a man's body. You have no idea who that man is.
It's reptilian.
But that's somebody.
It's not Lane. It's not Knox. It's not Landry. It's not Layla. It could have been Jesus. And it would be LSU Jesus.
It could have been anyone getting off of that plane. But they were going to get documented and pictures taken because they are hiding in the bushes and sprinting over to the airport and checking the flight logs and all these things.
But we talked to Bryce last night. Kuhn, who works for On 3, and he literally said, I just got back from the airport.
Yeah.
This was where you were supposed to be, at the airport.
I suppose so.
To do what?
It never crossed my mind.
Well, I've been conditioned to a couple of things, right? Where it's like, I thought we were done with flight tracking season. Remember where it's like, you can't really trust any of this anymore?
Right, because last time, it was the whole Lincoln Riley deal, and you're tracking.
It's like they don't use that plane anymore. That's
really
not real.
But
this is very real.
Yeah.
This one was real.
This one was real.
There's a Kiffin extended family. He's got, his brother on staff. He has his wife to come check out Baton Rouge, which isn't the best sales pitch, but... Like, what do you go see?
But what are you going to, but
if it's not LSU, what are you going to look at?
But you're battling with Gainesville. That's my
right,
thing.
yeah.
Because I saw a bunch of Florida fans dissing Baton Rouge, and I was like, hold up. I get it. Like, Baton Rouge is not this beautiful city that you're going to see the sights and the sounds.
I think your best bet's just to drive east on Highland. Just get on Highland and go east.
Let's not act like Gainesville
get in traffic.
Like Gainesville is this beautiful place. I have heard 0 positive reviews returning from Gainesville.
I've been twice. It's 3 times. It's really, it's worse than Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that's my thing. And so the Florida people that are dogging Baton Rouge, like,
they said the beach is 30 minutes away.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down on the Gainesville front.
And then Oxford is racist.
But we appreciate all of you as we're going to dive into that conversation this morning. We'll also have Glen West from 24/7 Sports join us at 8 a.m. this morning. To talk some LSU football and obviously get in on this conversation. We'll close it out at 8:30 with our guy, John Eads, making his way back into the studio. First time in the new studio, as Eads will join us to inform us all on some LSU baseball as their fall ball continued on this past weekend. If you did not go to the box this weekend or you didn't see any of it on Twitter, I suggest you go find John Eads' page on Twitter. He's got great video and updates from everything that went on this weekend. He'll obviously join us to inform us all on some LSU baseball as well. We also have some sound from Frank Wilson as he met with the media for his weekly Monday press conference yesterday. and he gave a handful of some intriguing answers. LSU women's basketball last night wins 101-71 over Tulane, as they have scored over 100 in every single game they've played. I put it out on Twitter yesterday previewing the game. Was like, are they going to score 100 again? And they did. They scored 101 against the Green Wave last night. Flau'jae Johnson led the way with 22 points. You got 20 from Mylasia Fulwiley, 16 from Michaela Williams, 14 from Zakiya Johnson, 12 from Amaya Joyner. You saw them shoot. This was one of their kind of back to normal shooting nights. They weren't shooting these outrageous splits they had been shooting so far this season, where they shot around 55%. They rebounded the ball extremely well. They shared it well, 17 assists, but they had 14 turnovers, which was the one big, I would say, knock against their performance last night. Was how much they turned the basketball over. They had 14 turnovers, 3 for Flau'jae, 3 for Michaela, 2 for Kaylin Gilbert. Just a couple of those things to get cleaned up, and you'll obviously be in a much better spot. With the way they pass the ball, those things are going to happen. They also had 14 steals and 9 blocks, so still hounding on the defensive side of the court. And they gave up 24 offensive rebounds. So just a couple of things to get cleaned up as they played a Group of 5 opponent in Tulane, in-state opponent. They came out firing 33-10 after one, and then Tulane kind of battled back in the second, third, and fourth quarter. So we'll obviously get into that as well. We should have Schwartz in studio this week. But the conversation we started with, and the conversation that everyone wants to talk about, is Lane Kiffin. Obviously, he put out a tweet this morning. He puts out a daily tweet essentially. I would try to show it to you or read it to you, but for some reason Twitter is dead. Freaking out. I don't know if that.
I think I know why.
It's
Lane.
You think Lane shut Twitter down?
They could have released the Epstein files.
So
they did a few.
I would love to be able to read.
Lane Kiffin 1 hour ago. I can read them, even though we are disconnected. But it's day 223.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know what to do next? You ask yourself. Honestly, what would your 90-year-old self advise you to do? But they would have wished you had done. You ask yourself, honestly, what you've sensed from the beginning. What you have ignored, what you have quieted and distracted yourself from. You make 2 lists, the positives and the negatives, and you weigh them. And if there is one thing on the left that overpowers the dozen things on the right, then you trust that. You ask yourself, what path will make you more of the person you are meant to be? Go Tigers.
Which path? The
path. Changing that.
Getting rid of that, that's for sure. Look.
B2A.
It's a very, very interesting situation the way it all played out yesterday. I mean, it literally went from 0 to 100 at about, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. yesterday?
Yeah.
Just like that. Just blew up. The plane, the airport pictures and videos, to the flight logs, to are they touring schools? Are they Are they letting schools bid for knots?
Is Lane here? Is it not Lane?
Here? Is he not? Just whoa.
And then Ole Miss said it's an ultimatum.
And that was the part I wanted to talk about first, because there can be a lot made of this. And who really has the answer in this situation? I don't even know if Lane has the answer yet. All I know is that when your agent is Jimmy Sexton, none of what happened yesterday is an accident. Things don't just slip out and, oh no, you now know that Lane Kiffin's family is on a flight and landed in Baton Rouge and is touring the city. That doesn't just happen on accident. Those things get out on purpose. And so everything that happens, especially with Lane, because look, Lane has grown a lot, I think. I think if you watched the little documentary thing they did on him before the LSU game, you've seen his maturation from the guy that abandoned Tennessee, and got fired on a tarmac by USC, to the coach he is at Ole Miss right now. He's obviously matured and grown over the years. But he's still the most, the coach that does the most unexpected things. He always will keep you on your feet, keep you on your toes. You'll never really, and so I say that to say, don't lean too much one way or the other because you don't really know. I think LSU's in a good spot. And I think the main reason why I think that is the ultimatum that Ole Miss laid out. I tried to wrap my head around and like say, okay, I get why they did that. Like I understand the card that they're playing, but I don't. Like, do you understand Ole Miss's thought process to make that decision?
No, I mean I understand there's only really one answer, right? They are not used to this,
right?
And they're tired of being like skull dragged. Like they quit jerking me around, and so they threw a fit. And it's like, what's the one thing that we can do to make sure we're still in the conversation? Because it feels like we're not.
Ultimatum.
Look, we've had an offer on the table for how long?
3 weeks.
Yeah, like a minute.
So now it becomes, and then they're obsessed with the Egg Bowl. Right. Like, it's Ole Miss and Mississippi State, doesn't matter. Like, it's a fun game to watch, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I love watching the Egg Bowl.
But they have so many, that, like, y'all need to shift your mindset, because you're looking at a college football playoff, not the Egg Bowl. But now it's the Egg Bowl.
Right.
And it's called the Egg Bowl. And so now it's like, wait, this is what's the most important thing. What can we do to make sure that the fan base knows that we care that Lane Kiffin is either here or he isn't? Because they do want to name if it's not Lane, now they're in the search with everybody else but the one name that they can't get, right? Because this is the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes between LSU, Florida, Ole Miss, and now Ole Miss just kind of took themselves out the running because they want to be able to get Summerall from Tulane. They love him.
Yeah.
And so now they're like, well, we can't miss out on him going to Auburn.
Right.
Or any other, if LSU, what if he goes to Florida?
Yeah.
And now we're sitting here with our dick in our hand.
Yeah. So
now they have to, like, we need an ultimatum to be able, if it's not Lane, then who is it? And then we have to be able to put a deal in place.
Because that's the situation. That was my first reaction, the same one you had, where they've never been here before.
Right.
They don't know how this goes. You know, and so that
you know how many tickers I've read that LSU has hired a head coach.
And Brian Burns.
And Sexton's over here just
Coach
coital, like he gets off on this.
And that's why I'm saying, like, don't put too much stock in anything because this is fun. You know, this is the business.
The one thing you do have for the first time in an LSU coaching search is it feels like Nick Saban on your side.
Yes,
it's always been Nick Saban kind of pulling the strings with Jimmy Sexton of don't let him go there. Don't let anybody go to LSU.
Right.
It was always blocked.
Right.
And you see
Lane
Kiffin
if the right
go
guy
from
goes there. It's
my job. Now it doesn't matter.
Right.
And he and Lane are boys. He and Sexton are boys.
Yeah.
He still has an affinity for LSU where he has talked to LSU. Correct.
Yes.
This makes sense that he would try to steer Lane to LSU.
100%. Brian Burgess, what would you guys think if he was doing this to LSU? No. If I'm an Ole Miss fan, I'm pissed off. Like, this is very annoying.
Well, it makes you feel like what everybody has said about you is true.
Right, and the fact that you've seen Elko sign an extension and Signetti sign an extension, it's like, well, Lane, you love us, right? Like we
love you.
You want to be with us, right? So it would suck if you're an Ole Miss fan, right? If this was happening to LSU, it would suck. But what I wouldn't want LSU to do is tell the guy, look, we appreciate everything you've done. We want you back here so bad, we're making you make a choice right now. Like, put the pressure on it, right? It's like when Nick Saban was flirting with the Miami Dolphins job, right? LSU sat there and goes, actually, Nick, we're tired of all this mess. You make the decision by tomorrow, or you're just not going to coach for us.
Yeah. When you want to
so if I don't make the decision now, I just need to leave. Like, you're like, you're forcing his hand.
Right, and it was already leaning one way.
Right.
It's the I guess it's if you're in a relationship that's not going great, like, you know what we should do, have a kid.
That'll fix this.
That'll fix it. Yeah, we need to get some responsibility around here.
Right, and so that's why, like, to me, like, it looks like Ole Miss forcing Lane Kiffin's
marry
hand.
Me.
Yeah, and it's almost like, whoa, like, whoa, what do you?
Well,
I don't know about a kid. I think a ring, though.
Yeah,
I thought we were in a tough spot. Like, I thought we were kind of on the outs.
Look, it's not that. Yeah, we're having fun. let's not take this thing too seriously. And it's like, well, I'm in love with you. And it's like, well, I want to.
Well, actually, there's this one over here in Baton Rouge, and there's this one in Gainesville.
Got a lot of history. I've done this 5 times before.
Right.
Which is crazy that he hasn't lived a full life of coaching.
See,
Whether
Lloyd,
it be
easy now. I did that actually.
How'd it work out? But he go from a 31-year-old,
right,
as the head coach of the then Oakland Raiders, to USC to Tennessee, to USC
right.
to FAU to Alabama, not a head
Alabama,
coach.
Then FAU.
Then to FAU, then Ole Miss. He's been a head coach 5 times, and now he's looking at 6 in 6 different places.
Right.
First ultimatum, though.
First ultimatum.
And he's been left on 3 tarmacs.
Well,
because they get so upfront. Like, I thought
right.
it was going to be with me.
Right.
And Tennessee even wants to get back into this thing.
Of course. And they have a coach.
Yeah. Son's name's not.
So, look, let's see, Dub, have a great child but no wife.
Yeah, buddy.
And so, look, I this whole situation, like I said, this is JimmySexton.com. Like, this, all that happened yesterday was not an accident, right? And you saw the pressure that put on Ole Miss to make an irrational decision. Like, if you would have asked me last week where I thought Lane was coaching next year, I would have said Oxford. Everything was pointing towards he stayed there, right?
Yeah, sure.
And after yesterday, I sit back, I'm like, they might have just screwed themselves. Like, I mean, I know they would accept him back with open arms, but if you're going to tell the man if he doesn't make a decision before the Egg Bowl, you're going to have conversations about if he coaches in the college football playoff.
But their feelings are hurt. That's
Of course.
the only way I can really put it is their feelings are hurt. They feel like they need to move on because they don't want to get strung along the way that they are right now.
Right.
And that makes sense, but that's just the writing on the wall if you're
you
Ole
can also
Miss.
just
If you happen to
enjoy
set an ultimatum, it's usually not going to work out.
Right, but you can also just enjoy what you have right now. Like,
You could get one.
go play.
You've
in the
never
playoff.
been closer to a national championship
right now.
and now you were like, I got to fire him. Like, you would take – look, LSU does this all the time.
Right.
We take one national championship for 10 years of pain.
Yes.
You've had no national championships in a lifetime of pain. You've never even been relevant in this conversation.
Right.
And here's your opportunity. You're like, nope, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot.
Right.
Cut my nose off to spite my face because my feelings are hurt. Like, just ride this thing out.
And because like, I do understand. Like, if you're Ole Miss, because I think, and even if
Who's going to coach the team?
with Lane, if Lane leaves, I think Ole Miss is still in a great spot. Like, as much as it's going to suck for them to lose their guy.
No. That's it. No, dude.
Yes. As
No.
a program?
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm with
It's
Lloyd
Lane
on
Kiffin.
this. I'm with Lloyd on this.
No.
That's why do you think they're acting the way that they
Of
are?
course, they love the man. You didn't want to lose Saban, did you?
No. And
Right.
look what happened.
You won two more national championships.
They haven't been
after.
recruiting Mississippi because Lane Kiffin has been doing like the people are going there because of him.
They've got the NIL buy-in.
Nobody
They've
gives a
got-
fuck about Ole Miss.
I get that. I get that.
Like,
but if you go and you hire the
That's
right,
why they want Summerall
if you-
because he's
that's
got
what I'm saying.
attitude. Also,
That's what I'm saying. They're in a spot where if they hire the right guy,
that's what they're going
if
to
you
do.
go and get Summerall, you are in a
You're in a-
operable position.
You're
But
fine.
an operable position for Ole Miss now is the playoff, and they'll never
it's
see
not.
that success consistently like they will with Lane Kiffin.
No, an operable position for Ole Miss will never be the playoff. I mean, they've never made it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
but right now it is. That's their
Well, that's
standard
this
right
season.
now.
This
Right.
is for Ole Miss, that's still not the standard. You know what I mean? Like, even if they make it, it's not the standard. Like,
Yeah,
9-3 in Ole Miss every year, and you're a god.
Yeah, but beating LSU is part of the standard. Making the playoffs part of those two go in hand. If you beat Ole Miss or if you beat LSU, you go to the playoff. They're not going to be back at that with Lane Kiffin gone.
No,
And they're not going to like that. The fans won't like
If
that.
you hire the right guy,
He sure does know how to piss people off.
You
Like
know, Lane,
people,
I know.
yeah, he gets people
he gets
fired
a rise
up.
out of people. If Ole Miss goes and gets John Summerall, right, and they still have the same buy-in from a financial standpoint with the boosters and the collective and just the atmosphere around the program that they've been raised to with Kiffin, right? It's a spot you can be successful at right now if you're the right coach. You can look at Ole Miss and think it's an attractive job.
Sure, I'm with you
More
there.
attractive than it was before Kiffin got there. Now, they're not going to stay at the level they're at right now when Kiffin leaves. But Kiffin is leaving Ole Miss in a much better place than when he got there, right? If you're an aspiring coach at a smaller school, you could look at Ole Miss and go, they've got the buy-in.
It's a great stepping stone.
They've got the money. Of course, it's always going to be a stepping stone. No, Ole Miss is no one's final destination.
I don't think the fans are going to like this at all because they're never going to win anything if Lane leaves. Like, they literally will never win. They can have all the buy-in you want, but, like, it took Lane what? How many years has he been at Ole Miss? 5? 4? 6? 4? How long has he been at Ole Miss?
4 to 6?
And they're
6,
just
7?
now getting to the playoffs.
Right.
So,
But they're not even in it yet.
I think having the mindset that if he leaves, they'll never make it, I can't view it that way. It would be like sitting here in 2005 and saying, or 2004 and saying, if Saban leaves LSU, they'll never be back here.
No, that's not, you cannot compare the two programs.
Of course, they're not the same program.
That's why you can't do it, yeah. Like, what they have in place now is better, correct? Like, they have somewhat of a system in place that seems to work, and it's not recruiting.
Right.
It's NIL and transfer portal.
It's the money.
And it's the money that they have, and that's why they're making the decision that they're making right now. We have one other guy that think that can do it the same way that Lane's doing it.
Right.
And that's their choice. But he won't be. He doesn't bring that offense with him.
No, of course not.
He doesn't bring the ability to find talent and quarterbacks with him.
Of course
he
not.
doesn't bring the moxie.
Yeah, he does. He has a little bit of shit to him.
Yeah. He's brought.
That's why they want him.
Level.
They want to keep that same attitude. He wants like the belt to ass, and what do they have it to? Like,
basketball
roll Tide,
roll.
what? Fuck you. Like
They had what? Roll MF and wave.
yeah, same thing.
Right.
Like so, they want that shit. They want that.
So they want the off-brand.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem. They're not gonna like this at all.
They are.
Ole Miss is.
They're gonna
Ole Miss
accept
will
him.
like it, but when they lose to LSU again every year, when they lose to Egg Bowl every other year, they're gonna hate it again. They're gonna be like,
Yeah, they're gonna get mad at
Ole
Lane.
Miss.
Of course.
And then if it's a situation of which Lane Kiffin is at either Florida or LSU, that becomes the Magnolia Bowl is back.
Right, and I think one of the biggest things and questions that I have, and I'll ask both of you, if Lane does take Florida or he takes LSU, what does that mean for the other one? So, like, Lane picks LSU over Florida ultimately. Because I don't think anyone will be surprised if he takes LSU or Florida over Ole Miss.
Yeah,
Because
I think that's where you are.
The narrative is
You
those
wouldn't go-
two jobs are better than Ole Miss.
Right.
But there's a debate about which job between LSU or Florida is better. I think the majority feel it's LSU, but there is a conversation about which one.
Florida fans are very much dead set on it's Florida.
Right. And so my question would be, if he chooses Florida, what does that mean for LSU from a perspective standpoint? And if he chooses LSU, what does that mean for Florida from a perspective standpoint?
Both are all in on one person.
Right.
And then if you're LSU, you pivot, right? You go to look at your list. It's either Eli Drinkwitz, Frank Wilson. Like, that's where you are in the coaching search. It's like, this is your big name. This is the big fish.
This is your one. That's the reason why. Like, they're both all in and visibly all in on one person.
Somebody's going to get left at the – he can't coach for
Right.
both.
And so if he chooses LSU, then it's like, well, Florida, you got to suck it up and realize that you're not a better job, right? Like,
And LSU will have to
you're
have
in
the
a tough
same
spot,
realization.
and it'll have to be the same realization on the other side, you know? Like, maybe we're not who we thought we were. But I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting week, to say the
and
least.
you also have to think of – got the camera to work.
There he is.
If it made the show worse. If it is Lane to LSU and he wants to bring in some of his own people, does he bring Golding with him? And then if Tulane goes to, if Summerall goes to Ole Miss, where does that leave Blake Baker?
I see. In my opinion, Summerall's getting a job. If it's not Ole Miss because of
If you're Tulane,
it's Auburn, right?
Yeah.
So Tulane is going to be looking to hire their next coach, and my mindset has been consistently, they're going to call Blake Baker.
Yeah,
Especially in this current atmosphere, like the fact that the head coach that brought him in and the AD that was there when it happened are both gone. at LSU, and it's not a guarantee he gets retained, because usually, like I said, when a coaching change happens, I just assume the whole staff is gone. I think Blake Baker's the first call Tulane makes, And so then it creates the conversation. Because I think everyone at LSU is okay with the offensive staff being
Lane Kiffin
just wiped and replaced.
Yeah.
I think Frank will stay, And I think that's one of the reasons why Kiffin's so attractive is because of Frank and Austin Thomas.
I mean, some of the pieces are already
And that's
in place.
I think my biggest reason on why I'm confident about Kiffin ending up at LSU is Austin Thomas. Like, those guys are tight. And not only that, like, Austin Thomas is also really good at what he does. And Kiffin knows that for a fact.
And if Kiffin does go to Florida, he's probably calling Austin Thomas. Because why is Austin Thomas here right now?
Right. Look, I would love for Blake Baker, because I think Cordell said Baker's better than Golding. I agree.
Yeah.
I would love for Blake Baker to be. That's been my biggest stressor this season with the BK thing, and we said it before the year. It was like, feels like you've got almost every piece in place besides the head coach. And what sucks is when you fire the head coach, then all those pieces can kind of be gone. You know what I mean? And I think I would love for Blake Baker to be retained. I know I would love for Blake Baker to be retained. I just don't know how likely that is when you're hiring a new coach. I think it's a lot to even expect Frank to be retained, but I think he kind of has a different – he wouldn't be holding a massive position if he's associate head coach and recruiting coordinator, right? That's not a DC or an OC. Usually a head coach wants their own guys. Now, I don't think the conversation's completely unrealistic that maybe Kiffin sits down with Baker and they think this is we all think it'd be a match made in heaven and go with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, LSU's doing the thing it always does.
The mental gymnastics of this whole, we can keep this guy and that.
Like, the perfect scenario would be Blake Baker stays, Lane Kiffin comes, brings a quarterback.
Right.
Frank Wilson goes back to running backs coach. Austin Thomas stays as GM. He brings
Corey Raymond stays as cornerback coach.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd love for that to happen.
And we get a new PMAC.
But
a new governor.
How realistic is it really that you bring in a coach and he's got to keep all these pieces in place? Like, I mean, he's probably got his own guys. I also think I would also love Kyle Williams to stay. I've heard nothing but rave reviews about Kyle Williams as the D-line coach. It's just not realistic for those pieces to stay. I think Frank and Austin Thomas are, if it's Kiffin, very realistic.
But it's just funny because it's like it's none of those people's fault.
No, it's not.
But that's just strictly an LSU thing where you're trying to convince yourself of, well, no, they did a good job. Right. So don't fire. It's like, well, I also have people I've been coaching with my entire life, or relationships that I would like to think that they could do this job with me here. Like, I've made promises too, and the only reason that Lane Kiffin is maybe one of those few people that makes sense to keep him is because they've worked together before. Everybody else is like, it would have to be a lesser coach to be like, well, then you can't get the job if you don't listen to us.
Right.
And the person that I would think that would do that would be, I don't know if Verge would have that same sentiment. I'd imagine he would for Frank and Austin Thomas and Corey Raymond because he understands how it works here.
Right.
But it definitely would have been Scott would have done the same thing because he hired him.
Yeah, I think those three are the only ones you can have a real conversation about.
Yeah, it would.
And I think Corey's
But
maybe
if it's Lane Kiffin,
right,
you say anything's on the table.
Of course.
I would imagine if he says I want to bring in my own people, you're like, oh, okay, because
I think I think he would keep Austin Thomas, and I think he would keep Frank Wilson.
Me too.
I think Corey would be kind of maybe in that middle ground of.
But he should.
I mean, it would be smart to keep Corey here, obviously, because you keep DJ Pickett.
And I think Lane is one to get it.
Yes.
Where if he's talking to Austin Thomas and Frank Wilson, he's like, I would love to have Corey Raymond on staff.
No, I think I think that's part of the appeal of him.
Yeah.
Is he knows, right? He gets it.
Right.
And if he doesn't, who he's going to ask.
And if you're LSU,
he's going to ask Nick Saban and what Saban going to say.
Exactly.
Hold one of those guys.
And if you're LSU, that's what you have. That's why this all makes sense. And if you're Lane Kiffin, that's why the job is kind of like, this is search and replace. This is
right.
This is all the things that you need to win a national championship. You don't have to go and get a new anything. Like, we just really need you.
Yeah.
And you need
you're
us.
We just need you and an offensive staff. And
yeah, you can do whatever you want.
right.
The only thing that's in jeopardy here is your sobriety.
I mean, hey, maybe
he's ready to fall off the wagon. I mean, LSU is 5 for 5 with that too.
I know.
And I'm sure that's what his wife is saying is like, we're doing a good thing here. We finally gotten our
we figured this out.
Yeah, we've gotten everybody kind of back. Last time you were on the loose, it was divorce.
Look, I think ultimately, if you're LSU, you get Kiffin to check so many boxes, right?
Yeah,
you have a guy
if it doesn't work, at least you feel like you did the right thing.
Right.
Same thing for Lane.
You don't feel like you're in. Yeah, you feel like you don't feel like you're in the position of. Because right now, where LSU's at in this era of college football, you're in the position to take a risk, right? Like in 2021, you weren't in that spot where it was like you were in a bad place with a roster. Your roster was in a bad spot. The perception of your program was that it was a mess, and you had all of these things going on in and around the program. You had kids at practice and women coming in and out of the building. Okay. Like, you kind of need something maybe a little bit calmer to come in.
Yeah,
to Baton Rouge in
not
21.
Working out.
Right. And so, but now LSU's in the position where, from a program standpoint, you're not in that bad of a spot.
Well, no, the only thing that is making you look bad is the ancillary things around LSU. It's Louisiana, not LSU
not
football.
The program.
And those have kind of quieted down to the point where that was funny, I guess, if you have that kind of sense of humor, but it's not. None of that was real. It's not you're going to get a performance-based contract.
Well, I also think Kiffin, in the personality he is where I'm comfortable with him dealing with that. Where
yeah.
Like, guys.
Shut the fuck up.
Stop. What are you doing?
I can do that plenty.
I know what stop.
I'll tweet it.
Yeah, like, let me, and so, like, that's where I'm at. Where
he can be that part of it, even if that shit exists, the governor and all of that. Like, he's like, oh, if you want to if you want to go viral on the internet, like, I'm better at this than you.
Right? Yeah. No, you don't want to go band for band, tweet for tweet with me.
Yeah.
You know who I am. You know what I do.
I've been running this circle a while.
And so, look, I think it's going to be quite the week because the noise that the volume went up yesterday, it's not really gonna slow down, especially with the way Ole Miss handled it.
So now you have a date where you feel like you have to have a decision.
That's the most interesting part to me is Ole Miss has handled this in a way where it's like,
you sped up the timeline.
Buckle up, let's figure that we're about to find out,
Because before yesterday and before the ultimatum, it was you might have to wait until the playoff, after the playoff, or it just might be looming as there's been a decision, but we don't know which one it is, and Ole Miss is going to ride this thing out with Lane Kiffin. Now they're like Egg Bowl.
Egg Bowl. Hey,
we need to know by Thanksgiving.
We're not going in this Egg Bowl.
And
I
get the frustration. I do, but
at the same time, don't push the guy out of here.
Who's going to coach?
Like, don't screw this up.
But who's going to coach you in the interim?
Right. Don't screw this up. What you have right now, just enjoy the ride.
She will leave.
And if she leaves, let her. But at least you got to go to the CFP. Like, that's my whole thing. Like that.
You already bought tickets to vacation.
Like, understand who you are, Ole Miss, right? You are a stepping stone. That's okay. But some people can view LSU as a stepping stone. LSU was a stepping stone. Nick used LSU as a stepping stone to get back to the league. It was a stepping stone.
LSU is a stepping stone in the sense of every time like this right now.
Right.
Like every time a coaching search has come up, like Jimmy Sexton knows how to play LSU because he's been playing LSU like a fiddle for the last 25 years. It was Nick Saban, it was Jimbo Fisher, it was Tom Herman. And then it was Lincoln Riley.
Right.
This is LSU has been in the mix. We've done this song and dance a lot, and never have we gotten the guy.
You got to get rid of Les now to get Jimbo.
Yeah.
Well,
Jimbo Fisher is officially your head coach. Nope, keeping less.
Keeping less.
And that
All
some
right.
of that is on LSU's administration, and
Of
some of
course.
that is on the fan base for believing and wanting to see everything.
Right.
Like, this is what we did. Like, LSU's delusional in that way, too.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Like the same way that Florida is.
Right. No, I mean, I think – and so the position LSU is in right now, or the position this whole deal is in right now, when you look at this week, the timeline is the most interesting part. Because I know that it got hot yesterday, but if Ole Miss just kind of steadies the waters and doesn't say anything, right, I don't think the timeline is where it is now. But I think when Ole Miss freaked out, essentially, like that's what happened. They freaked. It accelerated everything. Put all the pressure on Kiffin, right? And so I think, and that works out best for LSU regardless of if Kiffin comes here or not. What you wanted was it plays right in LSU's hands, really. Like, even if Kiffin doesn't come here, the timeline has been accelerated. So if you don't get him, you can turn to option B quickly, right? If the timeline gets accelerated, so you're going to get a decision these next 2 weeks. Okay, well, if we find out he's not coming here, all right, turn the page. Let's focus. Who's next? Who's the next on our list? Scratch him off. Let's go. Rather than sitting and waiting through the playoff, which is what it could have been, right? That was one of the fears of going all in on Kiffin was, you're going to have to sit and wait through the playoff run, right? Well, now you don't have to do that because of Ole Miss has created the timeline that works well for LSU. That was my first reaction when I saw Ole Miss press the timeline like that. I was like, that's great for LSU, regardless of if Kiffin comes here or not. One, you find out if Kiffin's your guy in the next 2 weeks, and if he's not, you can turn the page and get to getting the deal done with whoever's next on your list. Quick. Like, much faster than you anticipated. Because the thought was, you got to sit to the playoff. Might not be until into January before you hear something. But that timeline has played right into LSU's hand. And in a way, into Florida's hand as well, right? The next 2 weeks, they figure out if they get Kiffin or not. If they don't, they go get Fish from Washington, and he's a Florida guy, played at Florida. Like, you're in good. Then Florida's happy, right? Like, this timeline has really worked out for everyone except Ole Miss, in my opinion. Like, Ole Miss putting the pressure on has really put LSU and Florida in a good spot. And I mean, it hasn't put Ole Miss in a terrible spot if they're really that all in on Summerall. But, I mean, they want Kiffin. And this timeline puts pressure on Kiffin in a way that I just don't see him going back.
Oh, you don't think he's coming back? You don't think he's going back to Ole Miss?
Not with the way this timeline went. Do you see, I'll ask you, Christian. When Ole Miss put the ultimatum out there and put the pressure on, I mean, does that not,
Yeah, no. It
almost push him in a direction to leave?
It shows the ego a little bit.
Right.
Like how he might have hit a wall coaching there, but they clearly expect more.
Right.
They clearly expect that they, can compete on the same level as LSU and Florida.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't know if you want to reveal your ego like that if you're Ole Miss because
you definitely
Lane gave you your ego.
You don't want to put him on a timeline.
Right.
That's your gosh. That's your guy.
Yeah.
Like,
that's like if LSU were to speed up Jay Johnson. It's like hold on.
No.
Jay deserves the time he gets for this.
No,
if Jay's thinking about going to the MLB, all right, give him time.
Let him figure it out.
He's 1-2 here.
Give him.
Lane didn't win anything, but he's close.
Right. I mean,
at Ole Miss,
to Ole Miss's standard,
yeah.
right? And so that's my thing of why would you put him under a shot clock?
Right.
Like, let him play free.
Right.
Ride the boat as long because then you have the potential of working towards. You can continue to almost entice him to stay. Like, I thought the longer this was drawn out, the more likely he was to stay at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
But they've created this timeline and put the pressure on. And with that, it puts LSU in a good spot. Just from the standpoint of, if Kiffin comes, you find out in the next 2 weeks. If he doesn't, you find out in the next 2 weeks, and you can turn the page and go to option number 2. An accelerated timeline is great for LSU because it allows you to operate much faster than you anticipated to have to operate. You thought you might have to sit and wait through the playoff.
Gives us a little Black Friday deal.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's going to be an entertaining next 2 weeks of content, that's for sure. You know? Nate, 1886, Ole Miss giving Lane an ultimatum is the ultimate Ole Miss move. They've always been runts. Glimmer Fredette, I still work for you. I show up and work every day. What's the ultimatum for? Everyone's allowed to look at jobs. No, Ole Miss has played this right out of their hand, thinking they're playing it into their hand, you know? Like, but they're putting too much pressure on, and LSU is better off because of it. That's my biggest takeaway is that with the timeline accelerated, you're not sitting here wondering if you're going to be waiting until January with no coach. Because you'll find out in the next 2 weeks if option number 1's coming or not. And if he doesn't, who's option 2? Who do we look at next? Right?
And like I said, I get it because they do want to. They have to do something. They have to have a contingency plan.
Right.
And if they lose what they want to be option number 2, they want Lane to stay. They do.
Of course.
But it seems like he's forced their hand to be like, all right, we're moving on. And they feel like they have a guy in mind that if they don't move now, they won't
miss out.
They'll be 0 for 2. And so I get that part, but it's not something that I envisioned or saw because I really did think there was a world in which Lane was staying until all of this started to heat up the way that it has, but it's also Jimmy Sexton.
Like, I thought the longer this was drawn out, the more likely he was to stay there. Like, the longer this deal went on, like, things went on, and they make a run or whatever, like, the more likely he was to be staying at Ole Miss. But the fact that they put a harsh timeline on it, and like you said, I get it. They think they have another option, and the worst thing that could happen for them is if they miss on both of them, right? Like, if they
must have an answer.
They must feel confident in it, you know? Like, to say, hey, we're going to put the pressure on Lane because we want to make sure we can close the deal with Summerall. And if Lane goes, all right, well, I'm out, then...
Well, it almost feels as if, like, Lane can't really come back now.
They would still accept it with open arms.
No, I know, but Lane Kiffin is like, okay, fine.
No, that's why the ultimatum made no sense to me. Is like, you're gonna tell me...
Yeah, you're not breaking up with me. I'm breaking up with you.
Right, like
okay. I was good. Yeah,
Bye.
I was thinking about it, but now I'll definitely do it.
So it's going to be a fun 2 weeks, that's for sure. And it's definitely a good week to pay attention and stay focused on Western Kentucky. You know, it's another one of those weeks.
Noah, the rest of this year has gone out the window. We have officially transitioned to coaching season.
Oh, we can focus on Western Kentucky senior night this Saturday. The Hilltoppers.
Name one.
The Hilltoppers.
Oh, we did have... Let me know what you think about this. Okay. Bryce Kuhn brought this up yesterday. Absolute dropped a bomb on us because he was at, like I said, was at the airport, and he goes, changing the subject just for a second. He goes, Brian Kelly has the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever.
Oh, senior night.
Kinsel Kelly, yeah, he could show up to Tiger Stadium.
And no, he could walk down the field and do the whole flower thing with his son.
No, I doubt both of them would go. The mom and the dad.
I mean, it not gonna happen. But oh my god,
that would not be the funny. That would be the most unfunny thing ever because Brian Kelly would be doing it.
Right. It would. But I mean, it would really show you who.
It would be unbelievable. Are you like? Everyone would be like, "Are you kidding me? Who let him in?
I haven't got all my wins yet. Look at my family.
Get him out! Get him!
Yeah, boo, 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 boo.
The security guard just runs, plows him over. You can't be here.
Yeah, I mean, go get the one from A&M.
Yeah, that doofus. That would be
I think you meant to say racist, because that's what he was.
That would be unbelievable.
Hey,
if BK,
boy.
if BK is
you fight Nick Harbor.
Yeah. I mean, like list of guys I don't want to fight. And Nick Harper's on it. He's a monster.
You will get tased.
Yeah.
You will get tased.
Touchdown. But yeah, if Brian Kelly shows up, that would be
crazy.
insane.
That would. Be
I didn't know Kinzel was still on the team the way he was tweeting.
I mean, you wouldn't think so.
I don't think.
He's a grad senior. Why
from
would
Grand Valley State. He was here for one reason, because his dad was the coach. You can go ahead and take your shit too, buddy.
Was he on the sideline Saturday?
I don't know.
We need to find that out.
I don't think so.
Somebody needs to go through and rewatch the game and just,
That's not no. He doesn't get that attention
and just
from
look,
me.
No, well,
Doesn't
it
get
doesn't have to be from you. I'm just asking someone.
yeah.
Somebody do it.
Big 50.
I should have been on the lookout while we were there. It's like, where's 50? Where's 50 at? No, that would be absolutely wild if he did that. Don't forget, in 10 minutes we will be joined by Glen West from 24/7 Sports to continue the LSU football conversation, as he's been doing a great job covering the Tigers and had some really good stops on our show the last couple of weeks, where he's delivered some excellent information. So make sure you stick around and listen to Glen West from 24/7 Sports, Go 24/7, where he covers the Tigers. Make sure you stick around and listen to him. There'll be some great information. I do want to play a couple of these clips of Frank Wilson speaking with the media yesterday. There were just a couple that I found pretty interesting, that as he elaborated on some different things yesterday, because I do still want to talk about football some. You know, I know it's coaching search time, officially flight track and coaching search season, but there are 2 football games left for the Tigers. I want to start with clip number 5, Lloyd, where Frank talks about Garrett Nussmeier. This was the first question he was asked in the presser yesterday. After like a 7 to 8 minute opening statement where Frank Wilson rehashed the entire football game.
Well, hell yeah, it's
from start to finish. And I was like, that's why I love him. Like, he's going to dream about that every night. He's going to watch it from start to finish every night.
No, he's on to Western Kentucky, but yeah, it's something that
It was
I
a
don't think
beautiful
people
moment.
realize how much that meant to him,
Right.
and why he can go bar for 8 minutes and tell you everything that happened, because he was in that moment, like, and coached his ass off,
Right.
And to go down 14-0 and be like, this is going horrible,
Bad.
like what happened? This is not the way I envisioned the start of this to go. Blocked 3 and out, blocked punt,
Well, you force a
touchdown.
fumble, 3 and out, block punt, 3 and out, touchdown. Like,
14-0, and it was a quarterback rush touchdown. And you're like, oh, that's the one thing that we were definitely trying to stop.
yeah, right.
And then it just, boom, settled
There you
in.
go.
And it's
Find a
like,
way.
but they never, LSU never folded. They never, like,
Nope.
if you get down 14-0, and they've kind of been this team for a while, like in the Brian Kelly now.
Resilient?
Resilient is one way to put it. Just slow starts.
Yeah.
Like, you get down a lot early.
No, I remember we went
It's
to
a
the stat
theme.
one time of going through, like, every game they've started behind, and it was
You keep
Majority
just
of
bottom
them.
14, 17.
But this is Frank Wilson talking about Garrett Nussmeier and his injury and the way it's played out through the season. And I think Jacques essentially almost just asked if, like, this is something he's been battling through and just kind of pushing forward and just kind of the conversation we've had about Nussmeier's injury. Here is Frank with that answer.
I'll start with this. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see him on the sideline. I was so proud of him and his leadership and how he stood by his teammates, how he encouraged Michael through the duration of the game, as well as the entire offense and defense. He delivered in a way that was so monumental in the psyche of our team, that even though he was down, he was not out. And so his contributions were significant for the morale of our football team, for the mindset of our football team. To say that he played courageously throughout the year is probably an understatement. I wasn't always privy to the injuries and the things that he was going through, but he went through a lot. He persevered through a lot. He pushed through an awful lot to give our team, himself, every opportunity to be our best. I commend Garrett for that and what he did in this year, which I thought was extremely courageous.
On Garrett Nussmeier and the long season that 18 has had this year in 2025. And I really do hope. I know the biggest thing that's been talked about is senior night coming up, and when his name gets called and the way everything's gone. I really do hope he does get some credit from the fan base. I know people are not the biggest fans of Garrett Nussmeier right now with the way the season has gone. But it's a guy that stood by LSU, stuck through, had every opportunity to leave and didn't, and played hurt this year, battled through injury to go out there and play for LSU. And I think he deserves a good hand clap Saturday night when his name gets called. The next one I want to play is clip number 3. This is Frank talking about Whit Weeks and his future this season, as that was one of the main talking points going through these last couple of weeks. Is it didn't seem like that big of a deal, the injury at first, and then it seems like it's much worse, and what is it, and what does it look like moving forward? This is Frank Wilson talking about Whit Weeks and his availability moving forward.
Well, I sure hope he would. He makes us better. I'm respectful and understanding of his injury, of his future, and the things that he's trying to attain. I think if there's a possibility of him being able to play, he's going to position himself to do so. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened in the last couple of weeks, several weeks. We'll try again this week. Spoke with him this morning. He has a desire and a want to play and to finish in this season the way that he sees fit, and we certainly want to accommodate him in doing so. Outside of that, nothing major. A couple of knickknacks here and there, bruises and things. No breaks, no tears throughout the week in this week's game.
There is some light shined on the Whit Weeks situation. I think many don't expect 40 to suit back up this season, but we shall see. Because like Frank said, the first part of his answer was they are a better football team with him out there, and that is 1,000% true. Don't forget, every single day we are brought to you by CAS Roofing and Advising. CAS Roofing and Advising. It's not just another roof, it's our reputation. Our guy, Pierce Patterson from CAS Roofing, does a great job over there, based out of Central, 18522 Magnolia Bridge Road in Grinnell Springs. Give him a call at 225-910-0619. Pierce will drive on out, hop up on your roof, and check it out for you. If you've got grit in your driveway, missing shingles, a leak in your house, or if you just have a roof that's 10 years old or older and you want to make sure you're in a good spot for some of the weather that may come through, call 225-910-0619. He'll hop on the roof, check it out for you, let you know if you're in a good spot or not. And if you're okay, he'll let you know that, give you some confidence in your roof. And he'll keep you on the call list for future situations. But if you're not and you need a roof replacement, they obviously do free estimates, and they'll let you know and walk you through the process from there on. So make sure you call 225-910-0619 to get in touch with Pierce Patterson and the rest of the team over at CAS Roofing and Advising. We'll take a quick break here to set up hour number 2 as Glen West from 24/7 Sports will join us to continue the LSU football conversation right after this.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
Wardos was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Ryan Granning at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family.
All right, welcome back here as we open up hour number 2 on this Tuesday morning to continue the LSU football conversation with our guy, Glen West from Go 24/7 of 24/7 Sports. He joins us to drop some more information on this Tuesday morning. Glen, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're doing good. Just calm days, getting ready and focus on Western Kentucky this week, huh?
Oh yeah, no, nothing else is going on right now for sure.
How quickly were you? Did you make the decision to either go or not go to the airport yesterday?
I was gonna let other people handle that. I had other things you have to handle when you're running a message board and running, making phone calls and things of that nature. It gets so dark so early now, so I never thought that they were going to leave when it was still light outside. So I can't remember who posted it, but I think Michael Cobble said that they left around 6 o'clock or something like that, and it's dark outside, so you can't really see much. So I was going to let somebody else do that.
Fair enough. I'll ask you about that situation first. Obviously, like you said, you run the message board and all of the conversations that can happen on there. We know one of my favorite accounts to follow is Message Board Geniuses on Twitter. But just yesterday's situation, one of the parts that was interesting to me was the way Ole Miss handled it, putting a little bit of pressure, maybe an ultimatum up to Kiffin. What are some of your takeaways from the noise yesterday and the way it all kind of transpired?
Yeah, I think pressure is probably a little bit of a better word than ultimatum. Like, I do think that Ole Miss would like an answer here sooner than later. I know it's been reported that, by the Egg Bowl that decision needs to be made, and I've heard similar things. I think for me, though, what this really the last 24 hours did was just ramp up a process that's been in full force since late last week. Like, I think this was something that was certainly in the cards or has been in the cards for several days. I think when you look at certainly the visit to Florida on Sunday with reportedly some of Kiffin's family, and then following that up with the visit on Monday to LSU with some of Kiffin's family. This is something they're seriously considering, and LSU has always felt like that. I think one of the worst kept secrets has been ever since Brian Kelly was fired about a month ago now, that Kiffin has been kind of that A1 target for LSU, and the guy that I think they would move heaven on earth to try to get as a part of this program. And so this is the first big domino, the first big swing that LSU's taking. But at the end of the day, the ball is in Kiffin's court here. He's got obviously the strong ties to Ole Miss. He's got the familial ties aspect, I think, to Florida, where there's a lot of relationships here that makes sense for him to potentially go there. And then he's got what I would imagine to be more of a professional choice to make here with LSU, and the fact that LSU has proven it can win with several different head coaches over the last 15, 20 years, and have the resources to be able to give a head coach to win at the highest level here. So I think what yesterday really did was just ramp up a process that has been in the works for a few days now. And I think also that the timing aspect of this is something that you have to talk about too, because I think the biggest deterrent from Lane Kiffin was knowing whether or not you could potentially get him because of the timing of all this, because he's Ole Miss has pretty much solidified a chance to go to the college football playoff here. They're 10-1. They could very well finish 11-1 next week when they play Mississippi State. And so they could be playing well into December and to early January. And the question, I think, for programs like LSU and for Florida was how deep do you want to go into this? Like how much do you want to pursue this, knowing that you might not have your head coach for several weeks? And it seems like Ole Miss has really taken that out of their hands now. Like, I mean, if they want a decision before November 28th, I mean, that's like a perfect timeline for a program like LSU or Florida. So you don't really have those kind of restrictions anymore. And so I think LSU can be patient here over the next several days and wait and see what Kiffin ultimately decides. But no doubt that LSU is right there in the mix for him after yesterday's events.
And I think there's a narrative that's pretty commonly accepted that both Florida and LSU are better jobs than Ole Miss. I think a lot of people view it that way, but there is some discourse between who's better, LSU or Florida, which one's the better job that's available right now. And I'll ask you the question, if Lane leaves Ole Miss and chooses Florida, what does that mean for LSU? Is it kind of a situation where LSU maybe needs to face that it's not as good of a job in the new era, or is it just genuinely you just kind of turn the page and focus on who's next on your list?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, because I do think that if Kiffin were to choose Florida, I think there would be other factors at play there than just football or just the whatever you want to call it, the political aspect of coming to coach at LSU and some of the different hands that are in the cookie jar when you come here. But I think LSU has kind of made that pitch and made that kind of go away, if you will. I think the thing with Kiffin right now at Ole Miss, and why I think he's so content with where he's at right now, is because he is kind of the king there. Like, he has carte blanche to do a lot of the things that he wants to do. And so, I think he'd have a lot of that power at LSU and at Florida, but I don't think that if LSU misses out on Kiffin, that it's going to reevaluate its job and just how meaningful its job is here. I think it's still one of the more coveted jobs in the country when they have that alignment, and they've proven now, I think, going a week to 10 days without any serious stories popping up, that they have that alignment, they have that university president, they have a athletic director, they have some of the structure in place there, and whoever it is that they target after Kiffin, I think that they'll be able to find a very good head coach and one that can come in here and win and do things that get LSU back to where it wants to be. And so that to me, I don't think is a very big issue for LSU if they miss out on Kiffin. He's definitely the big swing, but there are a lot of interesting candidates out there, and I think you just kind of move down the list and you keep going down and seeing what who might be available in that respect.
I think part of the allure of Kiffin, and I have a question after what you just said. that I'll pivot to after this. But I think part of the allure of Kiffin is because of what you have on staff, correct? You have Frank Wilson that he's worked with. You have Austin Thomas that he's worked with. Is that a viable scenario in which LSU can operate, where if you get Lane Kiffin, you kind of expect him to, or do you put kind of guardrails on this thing of, hey, we'd like to keep these people in place, or is that a part of the negotiation where it's, hey, Lane says, I want to bring in my own people regardless?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, if you're paying the money to go get a guy like Lane Kiffin, if he really doesn't want somebody, then he's going to bring in his own person for that specific job. And so, I do think Frank Wilson would be somebody that LSU would say, hey, like, we really love this guy. I think he'd be really good for you in your Louisiana recruiting. And that's the thing with Kiffin. Like, he's done a really nice job at Ole Miss of building top 3, top 2 transfer portal classes. But, their freshman recruiting classes have been kind of in that 15 to 20 range. And I mean, that's where LSU's bread and butter has been, even in the Brian Kelly era, where some, it wasn't me saying this, but there were some out there saying LSU didn't recruit at the highest of levels, and they consistently walked away with top 5 to 7, 8 classes because of a lot of the Louisiana recruiting you have here. And so I do think that the conversation would come up about Frank Wilson. They've worked together, as you mentioned, Lloyd, at Tennessee for that 1 year. I think LSU would push extremely hard to keep Corey Raymond around as well in the cornerback room. I think that's your most established young room on the roster right now, and I think it's really helps you out if you're able to retain Corey Raymond. I think it helps you keep DJ Pickett. It helps you keep Deshaun Spears. It helps you bring in a guy like Avon Finney, who's a really talented cornerback. They have some really young players in that room that I think are really starting to ascend, and I think Corey Raymond's right at the heart of that. So those would be the two for me, that if I was LSU and I was having these conversations with Kiffin, it's like, hey, we understand, we'll let you bring in whoever you want, but these are a couple guys that we think could really help
make
you
your
out.
job a lot easier.
Yeah, make your job, exactly, a lot easier, for sure.
And you mentioned that, like, you keep going down the list if it's not Kiffin. Who in your mind is on LSU's list if it's not Lane Kiffin? Because it feels like there's a ton of eggs in this basket.
Man, you hear a ton of names, man. I honestly think LSU's been so ingrained in this Kiffin thing for the last several days. I mean, you hear the Eli Drinkwitzes, you hear the Clark Lees, you hear the Kenny Dillinghams, you hear, if they were to go the coordinator route, I think there's a number of young up-and-coming coordinators that they would really consider. But I think right now they are all in on this Lane Kiffin experience and seeing what they can do with that. And if Kiffin decides to go to Florida, if he decides to stay to Ole Miss, then I think in the days to follow we will learn a lot more about LSU's list and about the candidates that they will really, really be pursuing here. But I couldn't tell you concretely right now who that second, third, fourth option is right now on their list, because you just hear so many different names.
And I'll ask you about this last Saturday. I thought it was a beautiful moment before the game, seeing Frank lead the team out of the tunnel, but obviously after the game, seeing the emotions he felt after pulling off that victory. Talk about the job Frank Wilson has done up to this point to kind of hold the rope and get the program into a position where, they sprinted over to that trophy when ultimately, kind of the expectations that they had for the season are gone. That game still meant something, and to me it's because it meant something to Frank. What did you see on Saturday and the job Frank Wilson's done up to this point?
Yeah, they love him here. I think that's a given, and that's something that LSU, and a big reason why I think whoever the next coach is, there'll be a strong push from LSU to keep Frank Wilson around. And I don't, when you look at kind of what he was. The immediate aftermath of that game, whether it's the players and the position coaching staffs and personnel and all that running up to him immediately afterwards, getting drenched in the water from the cooler. I think the 40 members of his family that were on the field with him immediately after the game. Caden Durham running into the press conference there to give him a big hug in the middle of his press conference. And just really the conversations that we've had with these players over the last last 3 weeks since this change went into effect. Like, they just really, really enjoy Frank Wilson. They enjoy what his message is. They really love what he has been able to convey to them and how they can continue to better themselves over these next couple weeks. And that's really the end of the day. What I think a great coach is able to do is connect with his players, and especially at this level, when you're still molding. I think he's even said this a couple times. You're molding young minds, you're molding young talents and things of that nature. And I think he's really, really good at that and conveying his message and getting these guys on the right page. And you're seeing that play out on the field. Look, it hasn't been perfect. It hasn't been awesome, in terms of their performances the last couple of weeks. They haven't, executed at a much, much higher level since Brian Kelly was fired. But they're playing hard and they haven't quit. And they were in that game.
It could be so much worse.
Yeah, they were in that game against Alabama 2 weeks ago, but it's a flawed team, right? It's a team that has its flaws. It's a team that has its makes its mistakes. And even this last week against Arkansas, when you get down 14-0, and you're thinking, all right, well, this might be it. This might be where you see the big drop off from this team over the final 3 weeks of the season. But no, they battled back and they made enough plays there in the second half, in the fourth quarter. And I think some of that has to do with the way that this coaching staff is being able to message to these players, like, just, hey, don't cave in. Continue to play hard, continue to play for your future. And you saw LSU go out there and do that there in the second half against Arkansas.
And I'll ask you about the quarterback situation. Obviously, we talked last week. You had heard from Frank that Nuss was probable, and then it turned into questionable, and then ultimately he was out on Saturday. And so I wanted to ask you about that situation, and also your takeaways from the way Michael Van Buren played in his first start Saturday against Arkansas.
Yeah, I'd be a little mildly surprised if we saw Nussmeier again for the rest of the regular season. I don't know what they can do to get him healthy enough to play, and if he is healthy enough to play, I wouldn't just trot him out there for a series or two. I don't think that helps him. I don't think that helps LSU, and if he's able to play against Western Kentucky, I would want him out there for a half or a couple, 2.5 quarters, that kind of thing, and then you hand the reins over. But look, from what I take away from what Frank said yesterday, it sounds like Nussmeier has been a great teammate throughout all this. It really just it stinks at the end of the day, because Nussmeier, whatever you think about his level of play, and it certainly hasn't been great this year by any stretch. He's the kind of player that you want to root for in this day and age of college football. The guy that signs with you, sticks it out with you through 3 years of not starting or not playing, and then gets the opportunity for 2 years to be your starter, and shows flashes last year as a player that could really spin the ball and help move an offense. And this year, whether it's just the injury at the start of the year that seems to be just keeps on nagging and creeping up on him. The offensive line play certainly hasn't helped him out a lot. The chemistry with the receivers just hasn't been there, and that's something that I think if you want to nitpick at Nussmeier, that's something that is to blame for him. Like the drop off from last year to this year in terms of his connection with the receivers has been really shocking to me and a little disappointing. So that all factors into this. And look, I think at the end of the day too, you want that experience for Michael Van Buren now over the next couple of games, because he is the guy that is most likely on this roster to be back for you at the quarterback position for whoever the next coach is. And so you want to have some continuity from the previous era and from the previous regime. And I think Van Buren's a guy that if you go out there and you learn as much as you can about him over the next couple of weeks, that's really beneficial to him. I think the Arkansas game was he showed a couple of things to build on, but it wasn't an explosive game or anything by that stretch. It wasn't like oh my God, look at this guy, this is the future of the program kind of a performance. But it was something to build on for him. And over these next couple of games, I'd love to see as much of him as possible.
And we talked about if we see Nussmeier again, there's another name, your other permanent captain. Do you think that we will see
Kendall Kelly
that we will see Whit Weeks suit up again for LSU this season?
That's another tough one here because it's been now over a month, and it sounds like he's been able to do more and more things here in practice over the last couple weeks. But I have no illusions that he's going to play again. Like I would I'm not going to say I would be surprised if he plays again. I know he probably wants to play. I know he wants to get healthy, but there's a future here to keep in mind as well. And that was something that Frank Wilson told us yesterday in his Monday press conference. And so they're going to keep an eye on him. I think they're going to continue to try to get him ready for this week or for next week. But I think the more interesting question here with Weeks is just like, if he doesn't play again over the last 2 games, is there an opportunity for LSU to maybe say, hey, if you just hold on for a little bit here and stick with us, maybe you can come back and play in 2026 and be a captain of our team, be a leader of our program, and maybe rebuild some of your draft stock that might have been lost this year. I mean, I personally haven't seen him on a lot of 2 and 3 round mock drafts. Like I think if you were to look at him right now, it's probably a day 3 pick, and I think there's opportunity there for him to come back and to be a leader of this team and potentially get some of that back if he plays well. And then of course there's the NIL component to this as well, where he could still make a good chunk of change next year as one of the leaders of this program in 2026. So I'm not ruling that off the table. I mean, he certainly could go pro and kind of just get on with his career, but he still has his younger brother Zach here that they could continue to live together and play next season together, and that would be really interesting and really cool. So I'm not ruling anything out with Witt, but I certainly think here for at least the next 2 games, it's going to be a stretch to get him ready to play, just based off of what we know about this injury.
And I mean, he has the opportunity to play for his potential father-in-law.
You never know, man. Look, I can't get into all that, but like we'll see what happens there. I mean, like it would certainly be another friendly face in the room for sure if that were to all kind of align and take place in that way.
And
alignment, the new LSU alignment.
That's right.
Yes.
And then the real transfer portal would be Landry Kiffin to LSU. But when you talk about what Weeks coming back, is there any world in which you could see Harold Perkins coming back? I mean, I know he's played phenomenal the last 2 weeks, but that was a real conversation that was going on if he has the ability to come back. If I don't know, is there a world in which you see that, or do you think his time at LSU is done just because we're on the subject?
Yeah, he's been healthy this year. I think he's played well at times. Like you mentioned this last week against Arkansas, I thought he played really well against Clemson. Like Harold's going to be drafted next year. Like I think he's been a 4-year player here. I think he's gotten back healthy. He's moving around all right. He to me is a guy that I think moves on from the program after the end of this year.
Well, Glenn, we appreciate you, all your insight, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. There he is, Glen West from 24/7 Sports. Go 24/7, where he covers the LSU Tigers. Really good stuff. We appreciate Glenn every time he joins us and all the insight that he gives. I think it will be interesting to see what Witt decides to do this offseason and this remainder of the season. It'll definitely be something to pay attention to. And I agree with him on Perk. I would love a 5th year of Harold Perkins. But I do agree on the front that I do think getting back healthy and just really the way these last 2 weeks have gone down, where he's just shown, okay, he's still the best athlete on the field.
As good as it's been to see.
Right.
It was also like, well, there goes that. But it was never meant to be that. That was never Perk's story arc, right?
No.
Like, he shouldn't even be here this year.
No,
But it's been.
That would be stretching it.
Right.
That'd be, yeah.
Well, you were lucky to get the 4th year.
And I'm glad. Obviously, I'm glad the way that he's played because it's something
Yes.
that you've been dying to see.
Yes, it's been really good to see him ball the way he has those last 2 weeks. Speaking of ball, basketball, LSU men's basketball tonight in the PMAC versus Alcorn State at 7 p.m. Pack that thing out as you will see men's basketball versus Alcorn State tonight.
Alcorn
and then
State.
women's basketball versus Alcorn State Thursday night as Alcorn State will head to the PMAC men's and women's basketball this week.
Could somebody fix Twitter?
Yeah, that needs to happen
fixed.
soon. Yours is working?
Uh-huh.
Lucky you.
Nothing interesting.
And just a little bit on the LSU women's basketball game last night. My Laserful Wiley is a dog. I don't know if y'all have seen any of the highlights, but she hit this one pass where she caught it like this,
I saw
right
that.
over the head.
And did you see the bounce pass she threw full court?
Now, she's a player.
She's extremely talented.
And they have meshed so well.
And that ball get along quite well.
They do. Her, Flaugier, Michaela, like they have meshed like, and obviously they haven't hit much adversity yet. And I think, I was asked a question the other day about this women's basketball team, and the question was, what is the biggest weakness? I was like, I mean, as of right now, it doesn't look like they have any, which is the crazy thing. I was like, but I'm interested to see how they respond to adversity when it gets tough and when you're in close games and it's not as free flowing as it is, and you're in a little more half court offense. What does it look like, especially with those 3 ball dominant players on the court? That's what I'm most intrigued to see. And you saw them last night, 101-71, get the win over Tulane in New Orleans. As they went on the road, those purple uniforms look excellent. They shot 55% from the field, 43% from 3. They did have 14 turnovers and lost the rebound battle, which is something that LSU's not done a lot over the last couple of seasons, is lose the rebound battle. But they scored 42 points on fast breaks, 42-12 in fast break points. They forced Tulane to turn the ball over 22 times, turned that into 31 points. They blocked 9 shots to Tulane's 0. They got 14 steals to Tulane's 8. But I was very surprised to see Tulane double up LSU on the boards. It'll be interesting to see how they improve in that realm on the defensive glass, not allowing teams to get 20-plus offensive rebounds the way Tulane did. So a good win for the Tigers. Those 3 stars looked like stars. Flaugier Johnson, Mylasia Full-Wiley, and Michaela Williams looked as good as advertised last night as they have all season long. Full-Wiley's stat line on the night, 20 points, 7 of 12 shooting, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 8 steals, 3 blocks.
Say that again?
20 points, 6 assists, 8 steals,
8 steals
3
is
blocks.
crazy.
And 3 blocks from a guard. That's a player, man. Both sides of the basketball. Flaugier had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Michaela had 16 points, 5 boards.
I think Flaugier is 7 of 13 from 3 this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Pretty efficient. They're shooting the ball well.
Yeah.
Last night they kind of came back down to earth, shooting 55%. But they've shot the ball well all year. And then the last night was the first time you've seen some extended minutes. Mylasia played 25, Flaugier played 26, Michaela 29, Zakiya Johnson 27. You kind of saw them extend time for the first time this season. That'll be one of the other interesting pieces to watch as this season goes on. But yeah, no, look, that's it's the exciting season that's ahead. You go from coaching search to LSU men's and women's basketball into Jay Johnson time as LSU baseball is continuing fall ball this past weekend. And, of course, our guy John Eads, who does an excellent job covering baseball all throughout baseball season, but has done a really good job this fall keeping us all up to date on the things that are going on. If you can get your Twitter to work, I suggest you log on to Twitter and you go follow at John Eads, WAFB, on Twitter so you can stay up to date with what's going on in LSU baseball. He also does a great job with some of the high school football stuff, but LSU baseball is his bread and butter, and he's done a very good job there keeping you all up to date. And he will join us in a little under 5 minutes here in studio to update us all on some LSU baseball, as I think the expectations are extremely high, huh, Lloyd?
For
LSU baseball?
Yes.
Standard. Do you think there's ever more pressure when football's bad? Where it's like all eyes are on LSU baseball now?
No, I think that's I'm not going to say that I think they revel in it, but I think they do know that whenever LSU football, LSU fans tend to turn the page rather quickly, but This is one of those scenarios where it's all eyes are on the coaching search now. Like they love this more than the sport itself.
Right.
Like they love the drama and the intrigue, and like everybody gets to have an opinion. Nobody's wrong until they are. This is what Tiger Droppings was built on.
Oh
so nobody's paying attention to anything right now except for LSU football and Lane Kiffin. right? Like, they're not paying attention to LSU football, the game. It's just which job is better, who would it be if it's not Lane Kiffin? Is Lane Kiffin in the parking lot?
The reality television show of it all.
Right. This is what people love. And so, no, I don't think there's any more. In a normal year, like when Brian Kelly was the coach and they were bad, I think it probably did LSU baseball.
Can baseball get here any sooner?
Right. And people say it. They don't really. I think they maybe one or two more people might go to a scrimmage. But I think the most important thing here is that you saw what bad coaching looked like, and now you know what good coaching is.
And I think it's almost put more pressure on the coaching search because it's like we've got the example of what it looks like right there. Like the LSU baseball coach is the epitome.
Yeah, but where'd you you didn't know it until you like. It's not like everybody's going look at Arizona baseball and Jay Johnson.
Right.
Like that's why hiring a coach is so hard because you don't know what's gonna stick or what's gonna work, and then when it gets here, you're like, holy shit, how did not everybody want Jay Johnson?
Right.
And then when he's here, it's like, well, you better not leave.
You're here forever.
Right.
You're stuck.
No San Francisco Giants.
Not letting you leave. Brandon Reese, how funny would it be if Jay Johnson ended up winning another title next year? The hardest thing to do in sports.
Back to back.
Go back to back.
They are good.
They're very good.
William Schmidt had 6 strikeouts in 2 innings. How many people do you face? 6?
He is
the key.
The biggest piece.
Willie the Kid?
Of if he can turn the switch on. What was it? I mean, we all anticipate make the Kate Anderson. If he makes the Kate Anderson jump,
is he with his key? Is he unlocking the door or is he locking the door? Is he unlocking the door to a national championship or is he locking the door?
I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters.
Depends on what side of the door you want to be on.
I guess so.
I think Willie Schmidt is one of the biggest keys to.
Yeah, it makes everybody. It kind of lets the pieces fall in place a little bit easier instead of trying to find new roles for other people. And you get Gavin Guidry back.
And Jake Brown throws too. I heard
78 with personality.
78 with a little bit of personality.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. We will have John Eads join us very soon as we approach 8:30 this morning. We'll take a quick break here. Be right back talking LSU baseball with our guy John Eads.
This guy's currently running my life.
Living it up.
Diet Pepsi. Interesting.
Disgusting.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Martin has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family. Wardo's was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country. Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Martin has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here as we close out hour number 2 here on this Tuesday morning. We are joined by one of our favorite guests. It's been a while. First time in the new studio.
Yeah.
We appreciate you making your way over, John.
Thanks for having me. Nice digs. I always pass by this building going to and from different things. So now I know what's in here.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah.
Bunch of attorneys and the best podcast in the city.
There you go.
There you go.
We appreciate you very much.
For sure.
But we'll get right to it. So, John, is Lane Kiffin going to be LSU's next head football coach?
Man, right off the rip.
Where were you yesterday?
Where were you at yesterday?
I had the day off
There
yesterday,
you
so
go.
I just absolved my hands of this whole madness.
Right.
But you still did. You basically worked. We all did.
Yeah.
Like, because this is part of the gig. And it's just like, it's not necessarily me covering it,
Just refresh
but
the
I am
order.
just, I'm taking in all, like, am trying to figure things out. And so it's basically like a day off, but it's like a weird day off for us, where it's like, I don't have to go anywhere or film anything.
You're not expected
but I'm watching
to be anywhere.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was keeping up with things as everybody else was, and I'd been told last week that Knox Kiffin was asking people about who their quarterback was going to be at a certain local high school.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, it seems like they're just kind of taking inventory on all their options. You know, they were in Gainesville from what everybody was saying, and then they checked out Baton Rouge. Maybe just kind of hearing out everybody's official offers and looking through, same as college, like as we would do if you were touring colleges. This is where your dorm would be. This is where your classes would be. It's different to look at pictures of it and to actually be there and get a feel for the vibe of the atmosphere and stuff like that. And obviously it comes down to money too. Maybe they kind of went over official dollars and cents. This is kind of what a contract would look like. What are y'all looking for kind of thing. So I think Lane's just weighing all of his options, and now he's got this ultimatum, right, for the is it before the Egg Bowl or after the Egg Bowl?
Before the Egg Bowl.
Before the Egg Bowl.
He's got to coach it or not coach it.
Yeah. So I guess if you really had to make me make a decision here, I would say that he will be. I think LSU's the best job of the three, to be honest with you. I think the ceiling's the highest. I think he fits what people are looking for here. You know, a coach that wins, but also a coach that isn't like the most serious guy. Like you feel like will fit in pretty well.
That's
And
the personality.
yeah, I think that he'd be great here. And people love the flashy offense. You know, 2019, we're just talking about. I mean, what do you think of first? Obviously, the national championship of Burrow and Jefferson and Chase and so on and so forth, and he's going to build those flashy offenses. And, I feel like he brought in Pete Golding, good DC there. I don't know if he'd bring Pete with him or if he'd keep Blake, but I feel like he knows what a good defensive coach has, and I think he'd do a good job at LSU. So the way it's going right now, if he's really seriously considering all three, I don't see any reason why you'd go to Florida when LSU's on the table.
His ex-wife's dad played quarterback there, and she went there. Yeah, I know, but I mean,
that's a thing, but
we're not married.
Right.
I'm not making my decision based off what you like or don't like, even though she is, I guess, the one involved in this. Whenever you tour Baton Rouge, and that was going to be my question to you, where would you go?
This is
because you're new, like whatever you got here, you're like,
yeah.
What'd you think about the city?
Well, I was just so dialed in on my job, I didn't really care, and I don't need all these fancy little things. I don't need the Eiffel Tower, to be impressed.
That's at Florida.
Right. What do you mean?
Oh my gosh. I just got it. No, keep going. Just continue. Oh my gosh.
Now you have to.
No, we'll talk about it later, yeah.
All right, after the show. It's post-show meeting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Here, Memorial Stadium's good for me. Like, I'll go in there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
But when I had my ex-girlfriend visit and stuff like that, I'm like, what should I plan to do? And not that this is a boring place or anything. She just wasn't really into sports, which I probably didn't work out.
Yeah. She's like, this is a phase for him. He'll change.
Yeah, right.
Literally moving my entire life for a job. Like, nope, pretty invested in this.
Yeah. I don't know that works, but.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what, like, if you're.
Take her to the top of the Capitol building, get a view of the city.
Yeah, go see the governor.
Obviously, you got Tiger Stadium.
Let's stay looking at the south.
Mike the
Don't
Tiger.
look at the north.
Which?
Don't look at North Baton Rouge. Look at the south. Let's look at Highland.
I guess you
Eyes
would go
over
to
here.
schools.
Yeah, school. I mean,
Highland and house hunting in a school.
Yep.
Central's a great community.
It is.
See, John.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spent a glorious Friday there last week.
There you go. So did Chris.
I did too.
You were there? Mm-hmm. You avoided me the whole time?
I was on the away sideline. Were you on the home?
Yeah.
Why would you be on the away side?
I always go away
Might
sideline.
need to-
Yeah, I gotta get him out of here.
My bad.
Well, John, I will ask you. Speaking of some
I
positive.
didn't really give you an answer, but yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue.
Yeah, that's the problem. LSU baseball. Obviously, you've been out there the last couple of weekends. What
That's
have
where
been
you take her.
some of the you take go to Alec Box.
Yeah.
For a
some
fall
of the,
scrimmage.
Some of the takeaways for some fall ball scrimmages that LSU's been a part of. What are some of the things you've seen over the last couple of weekends?
Seen a lot. Been to as many of those things as possible, and I like the team. They brought a lot of guys back, obviously, some new guys in, and I think that just like last year, this is kind of how it should go in the portal era. You recruit and develop from high school, and then you fill in with players where you need them, where you lost production, and I feel like they've done a good job of that. I feel like the the starting positions and the lineup starting to take shape now. People can make some big jumps over the next 2 months, December, January, going home and working on things and continuing to get stronger and stuff like that. But I feel like it's pretty solidified who's going to be where. And like I said, the guys that they brought in are fitting in well. They're meshing well from a character standpoint. But they're also producing. Every time I'm going and watching them, they're making something happen either offensively or defensively. So I like the team. I think there's a lot of talent. It's kind of like last year. There's almost a surplus of talent, and you end up with like a Dalton Beck and Ashton Larson, some of the pitchers that didn't get opportunities because you just don't have enough innings and pitches to throw. I feel like it could be kind of the same thing this year. But I think Jay likes the team. I like the camaraderie, just kind of being around them and what they've told me and all that. I've seen them play Sanford. They beat them twice, tied them in the last game where a lot of the younger guys were playing. And then they beat Southeastern twice, and Southeastern's probably going to win the Southland, so that's a good team. But I like what I've seen so far. Obviously, that's not the stiffest of competition, but that's all that you can see at this point. So I think they're in a good spot. And obviously, Tony V leaving Tennessee shakes things up.
Right.
So I feel good about them being a good team this year in the SEC again, based on what I've seen.
You were the maybe the smartest guy in media to go look around and go, how's nobody else tying their wagon to LSU baseball? I'm just going to hitch myself to that when LSU football is in complete disarray.
Well,
and then it happens and you get to cover a national championship, and now you're expected to cover LSU baseball. You kind of made this a home for yourself.
It just kind of works out timing-wise because Jacques does most of the football, and so on Sundays, usually when they scrimmage, all I got to do is anchor our shows. So I figure, why don't I just go to the baseball field for a couple hours before I anchor the shows and then go do them, you know? And obviously that's my responsibility in the spring, so I feel like it's good to have informed opinions and kind of get a knowledge base of the guys and stuff. And so that way when we get to opening day, it's not who's that, you know, and things like that. So, I mean, it's a heck of a team. Heck of a program to cover, and if they're giving us opportunities to go watch them, I'm going to go watch them. You know, It's a 10-minute drive down River Road, and I'm there, and, you know, it's nice and hot outside, beautiful. Also gives me some opportunities to practice with the camera. So, and obviously they won a national championship, so you should feel motivated to go see them.
For sure.
And they have no problem, like, with the access. Like, that's one of the best parts.
All eyes on the program.
Yeah, they have nothing to hide, and obviously they do want more eyeballs on it because as good as LSU baseball is, it feels like everybody kind of plays second fiddle to LSU football, but they give you every opportunity to cover the team, which is something that I appreciate because of, like, you want some access, like, here you go. Like, it's just sports.
Like, I feel like if the basketball teams had open practices or scrimmages, more people would go. Sometimes, not as much as baseball. Like, baseball, it's 2 or 3 a week. You know, it's almost like,
anybody, but it didn't even have to be media.
Yeah,
like
dad
general could go.
Yep. There was a good crowd there on Sunday. It was actually pretty packed.
Yeah.
With people hanging out after the football game or just making plans to go see them. The Saints didn't have a game. There was a decent crowd in there on Sunday, and the guy that really stole the show that day, I think, was William Schmidt, man. He had pitched 2 innings. He had 6 strikeouts. Best he's looked. So that was good.
We were talking about a little before you got in here. How important is he to LSU reaching that ultimate goal of going back-to-back is the hardest thing doing sports. And, you know, you saw Kate Anderson make that jump from year 1 to year 2. And I think there's a little bit of pressure on William Schmidt to kind of do something similar.
Yeah, and they haven't really held him back at all. He's been throwing a lot, really since the fall started. So they're really trying to get those pitches in and get that improvement rolling. And it looks like it's taking its shape. This Sunday was a very good sighting because I'd seen him other days throughout the fall. It's kind of the same of what we saw. Like, you see a couple good ABs from him where he's striking guys out and has good stuff, but then he'll get lit up for like a solo homer or something like that. You know, like that's kind of what we saw last year. That was purely dominant, though, the other day. And it's huge, I think, because when you think about it, they're really replacing every starter, unless you count Kason Evans as a starter, which he was at the end of the season, but he didn't do it for the whole year. So they need other guys to take those other 2 spots along with Evans on the weekend. And I feel like Schmidt could be one of those guys with his pitch arsenal and his velocity and the tools that he has and not everybody else has. So I think he's of the utmost importance. Now, I'm not sure if he'll be a Saturday guy, a Sunday guy. Right now, he's kind of doing what Shores did. Like, he's throwing every Sunday, and Shores started the season as the Sunday guy, and eventually they put him back in the bullpen, right? You know the story, and that worked out pretty well. But I feel like Schmidt has what it takes to be a starter if he can continue just to channel what he did on Sunday. Because I feel like he can be unhittable at times, you know, and that's why MLB scouts loved him so much because of the stuff, and it's nasty. Just haven't seen it translate to the college level in very dominant fashion just yet, but I feel like this could be the year. And he's got 2 more years. He's got this year and the next year. So hopefully this is a year he could take a huge jump. And just I think the goal for him this year is to get a starting job on a weekend. On the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. And I wanted to ask you, speaking of starting jobs, that infield, you know, obviously the outfield is kind of set. You know what you've got there. You've got a national championship outfield with those 3 guys. But a lot of shake-up and change in that infield around Stephen Milam. Who are some of the guys you've seen kind of grab a hold of those spots and look to push for those starting jobs?
Everybody's looked good, man. Zach York, I want to start with him at first base. Like, you look at him, you're like, all right, he's kind of like a modern-day Babe Ruth kind of guy.
Yeah,
you know?
That's a very nice way to put it.
Yeah, he just hits. He doesn't play any defense.
Right. Yeah.
He's good in the field, man. Like, against Southeastern, there were a couple plays where he got a ground ball. There was a runner on first. He got the lead guy out, and I think they turned a double play once. Like, he fielded the ground ball, boom, boom.
Did he got back to the bag?
I don't remember if it was him. I think it was him, or if the pitcher covered, because it was pretty close to the bat. I'm pretty sure he did go back and cover it, though. That really impressed me. I was like, dang, okay. This guy could play some defense. He's not going to be like a 0 or a negative in the field. He's done that a couple different times. And obviously he's been smashing the ball all fall, and I feel like he'll do that in the season as well. I don't see any reason why not. At second base, that's a new spot because Dickinson's gone. Tanner Reeves and Seth Dardar's played there a little bit. Braden Simpson has played there a lot. So between the three of them, I think they might play some third too, but I feel like those are the three I've seen the most at second base, and they all can hit as well. Reeves has had a really good fall. In Samford, and Biloxi against Samford, he made a lot of really good defensive plays, diving for ground balls, getting guys out. And that was kind of a struggle for him last year. Granted, he was playing third, and his natural position is second. And obviously he has the power at the plate, and he showed that last year in the little opportunities that he got.
He flashed.
He did.
And I think that's a common misconception about what you saw from Reeves last year is like they don't think he's good at defense. Like if you're a standard fan that like when you saw him at third base, it became like, oh, that's a liability. Well, first of all, Braswell was excellent at third base. And so it's always going to be kind of a step down. But his natural position is second, and I expect him to be, if he plays in the field at second, it's a better transition for him. And I think you'll see a better fielding version of Tanner Reeves.
It's different dimensions. It's different speeds. You see the
different
ball.
Position.
It's just different everything.
Yeah, just because it's the infield doesn't mean it's the same.
Like that's the hot corner, right? Third.
Yes.
It takes a special kind of player. Not that Tanner's not special, but you can't just not
Second
play that
base
position
is
your whole
easier
life.
than third base.
Yes.
Like I played second, I didn't play third.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the way that you look at it, the way that you field it, it's more middle infield, and that's totally different than being on the corners.
And if he'd been playing third his whole life, it probably would be easier. So that's second base. Braden Simpson's looked great. He's made some good defensive plays too. Also had 2 homers in Biloxi against Samford, so he brings that to the equation. Obviously, Milam's at shortstop, and then Trent Caraway has mainly been at third base, along with John Pearson, though they've put John at first a little bit too. Caraway's the transfer from Oregon State. He's been very stout defensively, and have seen the power from time to time as well. I think he was their regional MVP in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, he got extremely hot in the tournament.
Yeah, so everybody's looked solid there. I think Caraway will be the third baseman. And yeah, that's kind of the infield. Trying to think of who else. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. Dardar had a triple the other day. He's had some extra base hits.
And we know
a lot
the
of power
outfield.
in that bat. So
What's it catcher?
Catcher, it's mainly been Cade and Omar Cerna.
Okay.
Omar Cerna's a beast, man. He's
Yeah.
very good. He's going to see a lot of opportunities this year. And then Eddie Yamond, he's picked it up recently. He's had some good ABs, had a homer, double, maybe 2 homers actually, one against one in the fall scrimmage, and then he had a double the other day. So
Catcher only?
yeah. I think they put him at left field once, but I don't think that was a serious thing. I will say this. Thanks for bringing that up. Cade and Omar have been playing some first base, and this is a serious. This isn't just some like that, like putting Eddie in left.
Yeah.
This is like a serious thing they might do. To mix the lineup up and to make sure they get all the best bats in there. In that situation, it'd probably be like a Cade at first base, an Omar at catcher, a Zach at DH kind of thing.
Pearson at third.
Pearson at third.
Like they have, Jay Johnson does this to himself.
Stacks of deck.
He gives himself a lot of options, but a lot of also it's contingent on what you decide to do, and people have very strong opinions about who should play and who shouldn't, and it's like that is pressure every year on himself to be like, I will tinker all year and he doesn't like to say he tinkers. He does, and that's okay, but to find like the best version of the lineup because that's what he does, and like he'll eventually find the right combination, whether it's against a certain team or just whatever's best for LSU to be able to get wins. But he gives himself the option to have 3 different versions of a lineup, and then it just becomes how he wants to do it each game.
Yeah. He's going to have a hard time this year because I feel like there's a lot of options. It's like a fantasy team in a 6-man or 6-woman league, do I bench Derrick Henry for Josh Jacob? You got all these
Yeah, you have too many.
surplus.
Yeah, the embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. And then one guy goes off and you leave him on the bench.
Yeah.
You put all the pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
It's like I have to make the and that's who Jay Johnson. He's putting the pressure on himself to.
But I wouldn't want anybody else to do it.
That's for sure.
Yep.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, people were saying they wanted him to lead the whatever was
the
happening.
Baton Rouge tour yesterday.
Yeah. Just go to Jay Johnson's
Just
office.
go see Jay Johnson.
Well, he doesn't have time for that. Focus on
And
baseball.
here we have National Championship Trophy 1, and here's National Championship Trophy 2. And
there's
you
this-
notice this big open space. That's for 3, 4, 5.
yeah.
Go down the list. But
He does need to get a bigger table in that office.
He
I got a
does.
feeling.
he does. Yeah.
Small table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got
What just got crowded rather? We got
Yeah, it got crowded
pretty
quick.
quickly.
I just need a bigger office.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can get that too.
That's for
They
sure.
just did. We just redesigned it though.
Just
Yep.
give him the tennis
They got a
center.
little pay bump.
Just give him the tennis center. Let him have the entire tennis center. Just
I
clear
don't
it
even
out
know what's
for him.
over there. Yeah.
It's
Satellite.
across the street. Just give him all that.
Just whenever you leave the PMAC, just give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renovate it for him, though, please.
Yeah, the PMAC, the old PMAC.
just hold your whole
Jay
office.
Johnson's office.
Turn it into a baseball field.
Leave the court, put his desk in the middle.
Yeah. Play wiffle ball.
It would kind of look like the bar stool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know?
Literally, yeah, it looked like Dude Perfect.
Yeah.
Just play rally time.
The
on
only
the
person that
street.
doesn't want to fuck around. It's like, you have this whole arena. Like, oh, I don't need it.
Eh.
But I'm excited for. What would be 90 days away?
Yeah, what it's usually
Something like
what
that.
Valentine's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around that time, baseball
It's
comes
coming up
back.
How can you
quick,
not be
man.
romantic about
It's always
baseball?
a bittersweet weekend, isn't it? Just been everywhere.
Not
It's
for
always
you.
a bittersweet weekend, isn't it?
Not for you, Chrissy.
Why?
You've been on 2 dates the last week and a half.
Yeah, but not on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, I'm usually, hey, so you want to go to walk-ons with me? We'll talk about why we don't have girlfriends. I've done that like 2 or 3 times now.
Well, this year you can.
That's always fun.
You can spend it watching the baseball team playing Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's during the day, though, right? Isn't that a day
Yeah,
game?
but you can
But
go
at night-
and you know.
But at night I
pregame,
have to be
tailgate.
lonely.
You can sit in a tent outside. You know.
Yeah. If I don't have class. Usually I have class and I go to the game, which is kind of nice. It's kind of like a good vibe. You know, like, oh, I got class, but I go to the game after.
You can take a little treat.
Yeah.
Sweet treat.
That is because we always play like, oh, the gymnastics meet. Oh, and you also have the first baseball game. You can bring your wife to the gymnastics meet, so you can go to the baseball game. I think we kind of
Do
talk
you
about
want
this
to
every
be in a
year.
relationship?
Sometimes, but not really.
Yeah, because I think you do this to yourself a lot.
Whenever Valentine's Day comes around, yeah. But like, other than
No,
that,
see,
fuck no.
You can't.
It's just what-
You can't fall victim to that. You
Yeah.
gotta just go about it as a regular day.
Because a lot of people.
Oh, as Valentine's
Unless
Day?
you're in a
No,
relationship.
but it's not a regular day.
But I think
I try.
I think a lot of people in relationships hate Valentine's Day. They're like, ugh, I have to do something.
Right, which is the
Like,
funny
they
thing.
don't like birthdays or anniversaries or
Because I remember
Valentine's Day.
I was in a relationship in high school and I hated Valentine's
right, and
Day.
now you miss it. It's
Yeah,
not
well-
guaranteed sex.
Well, that's not even why I
That's
miss it.
because it
It's
should
just
be
like-
every you could make that happen any day of the
Like
week.
I could be going to dinner with a girl instead of a guy right now. Like, damn. You know what I mean?
But
I mean, I guess you could do that on Valentine, but like, it's still Valentine's Day and you're lonely. you know?
Yeah, I mean, dude
So it's
dinner is
just a
more fun
reminder
than
that
girl
you're
dinner.
lonely. It's your biggest thing.
Yeah,
you
but
feel more
but then
alone
every
on
other
that
day of the year though, I'm happy I'm not in a relationship.
Right.
So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like that
He
day
just
tries to
puts
make
emphasis on weird things.
He does.
it tries to make single people feel like shit on that day. That's what that is.
Oh, and you fall.
But every other day of the year, I'm like, ah, whatever.
It's all mental.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a you problem. This is not a real person's problem.
See, Brian Burgess, Valentine's Day was my least favorite when I was in a relationship.
See?
CBB hates Valentine's Day.
I guess I'll start hating Valentine's Day.
There you go.
Brian Burgess.
You should look forward to it. It's an
Maybe hang out with
opportunity.
Brian Burgess. on
Yeah.
Valentine's
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Make it your own.
Day.
Yeah, I might do that this year. Baseball game, then book it to New Orleans for a
And
Pelicans
just
game
get-
or
yeah,
something.
Get
you go.
Why would you do
plastered.
that to yourself?
Pelicans
Go to the
on
Pelicans.
Valentine's Day. My love, the Pelicans.
Yeah, that's true.
Toxic.
Now I know why you
relationship.
hate love.
Ugly girl. Ugly girl.
Not getting any better.
She's really. All right.
Yeah, it's only getting worse. I mean, what? They were down 43-17 in the first quarter
Yeah,
last night.
John, who's your NBA team?
The Pistons.
Yeah.
Or like
I think
hard
we're doing
Pistons
pretty
fan?
good.
Are y'all? Are the
I don't
Pistons
keep
good?
up that closely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blake
Have you-
Griffin's still there?
Have you picked up an MLB
Blake
team?
Griffin.
Tigers.
Okay.
Well, the Detroit Tigers.
yeah.
LSU.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
All right.
Let's see, the Pistons this year. Yeah, they're the 1 seed in the East.
Huh.
They're 12-2.
Wow.
See, this is what happens. When I don't pay attention to it, they do very well. Same with the Tigers. The Detroit Tigers, were the best team in the league for months. And then I started paying attention and watching.
Were you? I guess you were there when Mikey played for the Tigers, huh?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I didn't really, I was only like 8 or 9, I think. 'Cause he played there, in 2010 or so? So I probably was at a couple games that he was playing.
That's what I was wondering.
But I only knew, I didn't pay
Miguel
that much
Cabrera.
attention to it. I only knew the stars. Not that he wasn't a star, but I
He
only
wasn't.
knew, the
Yeah,
big names.
Cabrera, and then you had
you know.
Prince Fielder.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
What was that guy? Brandon Inge, I think it was on the. I don't know, random. I don't know if you guys know these guys, but he's got a tag on the suitcase over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Detroit Tigers.
Yeah,
There you go.
but yeah, the Pistons.
I think it's time to go 13 for 13.
That is.
Now
Oh yes.
we got
Alice.
John back in
will
studio
connect
for
with
some
us
athletic connections.
It'd be cool if we got a Pistons or a Tigers question.
Yeah, that would be cool.
What are the chances?
One thing I
Whoa.
do want to say, Saturday, December 13th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., our friends over at AJ Sports Cards are hosting the Baton Rouge Card Fest.
Hell yeah.
Saturday, December 13th, featuring Ben McDonald, Harlem Berry, Ethan Fry, and Daniel Dickinson will be in attendance at Elite Training Academy at 5414 Burbank Drive here in Baton Rouge. They'll have sports cards, Pokemon cards, and a kids trading area. $5 admission, kids 12 and under are free. And reach out to AJ's if you're a vendor and you want vendor info. The Baton Rouge Card Fest, featuring Ben McDonald, Harlem Berry, Ethan Fry, Daniel Dickinson, Saturday, December 13th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Check it out at the Elite Training Academy at 5414 Burbank Drive. Shout out to AJ Sports Cards. Big Ben McDonald. That's quite the
quite the
crew they
collection
have.
of people. Yeah.
Ben
Oh,
McDonald.
it's cross street from Surge.
It
and
is.
Drew Brees.
Yeah, Surge Entertainment.
Harlem Berry, Daniel Dickinson,
Ethan Fry.
And throwing Ben McDonald. Like,
Big Ben
definitely
McDonald.
worth going.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, why
Like,
not?
those are celebrities.
Those are great names.
I watched Hold the Rope recently. Very good.
Mm.
Very good documentary.
It was a great documentary.
I used to produce that show.
Well, not the he's talking about Hold the Rope, the SEC story.
Oh.
Not Hold the Rope with Skip and Kano.
That was a
That
great
was
show.
a great show, too.
Learned a lot from old Skip.
You did. Hoka's, Asics, Saucony, and
Vrabel.
Brooks. Or running shoes.
No New Balance?
No New Balance.
Come on.
Disrespect.
Where's this? Ah, there we go. It's a bit.
I see Vrabel, Harbaugh,
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryans. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, Sean Payton and then D'Amico Ryans. NFL head coaches.
Are they current? Yep.
Yes.
Should all be current.
Yep.
D'Amico's, yep.
There we go. Talent,
Macintosh.
talent, gift, skill, flair.
What is this one? Summer
Who's
What
Summer
is it?
Sanders?
Summer
Sounds
Sanders.
hot.
Summer McIntosh.
Mm.
Summer Sanders is the next great NFL quarterback. What is a Summer McIntosh?
I don't know.
Wait, what's a Summer Sanders?
Summer Sanders. It's a person.
You're the next girl you're going
It's
to
a
American
American
sports
sports commentator.
Summer Sanders?
Yeah.
That sounds like a crazy.
Oh, it's actually a real person.
Oh, they're swimmers.
ruined
Yeah.
my life.
And then Summer McIntosh is a swimmer as well.
Oh,
Canadian.
Summer Sanders sounds like a girl you find on an explicit website.
Summer Sanders, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, it probably is.
Definitely. Hold on, let me check.
You can't. The internet's
What's your phone?
the internet
Rings
is
a bell.
broken.
Yeah, the internet's all down.
oh, really?
Okay, you really think that website's down now?
Twitter's not working.
Right now?
You can give it a go.
I'm not.
You
I'm
can
not.
try.
I'm
It might
not,
be
I'm
back.
not.
I would
That's
say.
inappropriate.
Man, what has been going on around here recently?
I think the day of reckoning is coming. I read
think?
yesterday. It's supposed to be today.
What's the day of reckoning to you?
I don't know, but I wish it wasn't Twitter not working. That's a day of reckoning for me whenever I'm trying to find out who the head coach is.
Yeah, right? I mean, this is the worst time for Twitter to go down.
Right. I need.
NFL.
Maybe Lane
Celebrity
Kiffin's face will be in the celebrity mashup.
Oh.
No. Oh, gosh.
That's not it.
It's definitely, what's his name from The Bear. What's his name?
Oh,
His name in real life?
Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah. I don't know who the. And then the guy in the front, the guy whose face it is from.
Is that Everybody
the guy-
Loves
Everybody Loves
Raymond?
Raymond?
His brother?
Yeah.
I don't know his real name.
I was gonna say the guy from like the Jimmy John's commercial.
Jimmy John's?
He's like the villain in that one commercial.
Oh, he also
You know
does.
what
Is it
It's from a bunch of those movies too.
Is he and the guy that carries around the air gun? No
Here's
Country
on
for
the
Old
air
Men.
gun? Oh no, it's not him. That's what's
What's
his
that
name?
guy's name?
Javier Bardem.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not him. But it's definitely Jeremy White or whatever his name is. Jeremy Allen White. Brian Burgess says Brad Garrett is one. So I'm assuming Brad Garrett is the face.
I don't know the name, but
There we go.
Brad Garrett.
I don't know Brad
Garrett's up to.
Brad Garrett. Big Bad Brad.
Yeah.
It's the guy from Everyone Loves Raymond?
Yeah.
Yep.
what does he look like?
Kind of like that.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Remember the Jimmy John's commercial
He's
he
the
was
Jimmy
in?
John's
Oh, yeah,
commercial?
yeah.
That's
now
what
I
I
know,
was
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I just
There
don't
you
know
go.
the names.
That's all right. It's perfect. I mean, I'd rather know the Jimmy John's commercial than anything
How
else.
tall
You
is
are
he?
right.
It's
He is
food
in the-
related, you
He
know?
is in the Jimmy John's commercial. I remember it now.
Yeah.
It was a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah.
The king of cold cuts.
Much better than the
He's 6'8".
Discover one.
He's tall. What NFC franchise
The Rams.
drafted Tavon Austin?
St. Louis Rams at that time, right? Rams are good.
They are. You know, he's getting better. I wonder if it'll take this.
No. Yeah, I guess so. I guess it has to. Right?
I mean, it is the same
I guess
franchise.
it's the same franchise.
It was the Rams, right?
It was
Yeah.
the Rams.
Yeah.
The Egg Bowl.
Oh! Let's go!
It's a sign, Chrissy.
Oh, I think it is.
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I.
Look at that.
M-I, crooked letter,
Crooked letter I, crooked letter I,
Humpback,
P, P.
humpback.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Whoa.
Humpback guy, yeah.
Yeah.
The son of a Hall of Famer, this player's averaged over 13 points per game while with the Knicks, Hawks, Mavericks, and Pistons since 2013 is top 25 all-time in career three-pointers.
I think it's Tim Hardaway Jr.
Ah, yep, that
yes.
is correct. Good job.
Nice.
I only know that because he played.
Yeah,
at
we got a
Michigan.
Pistons for the Pistons. We did get
got a
Pistons.
We got a Pistons question.
Yes.
That was bad.
There you go. That's better. Founded in 1990,
Oh, this is
the footwear and fastest brand Steve
Wolf of Wall
Madden.
Street. Wolf of Wall Street. Steve Madden. It's a great scene.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
We're not gonna be friends, Lloyd.
Yeah.
Christian, that's what you gotta say. We're not gonna be friends.
Oh, while Chili's has chicken crispers, this sit-down chain calls their chicken strips chicken critters.
Texas Roadhouse.
Actually, that was last night.
That was last night. Gage got those.
Got chicken critters.
This is getting scary. This is getting
This is very
Great.
That is weird. That's crazy.
Gage literally had chicken critters last
How'd
night.
they look?
How about that?
They look like
They
regular
look like-
fried
yeah,
chicken
like regular fried
strips.
Because
Understand.
you know, at some point maybe you think you're too old to have chicken tenders. You're not.
Never.
They're
Never
awesome. Chicken critters sound delicious, and the chicken crispers also very
Very
good.
good.
A little different batter.
Oh, and you can get them sauced.
You can.
Very good.
How many
Very
chicken
good.
crispers from a chicken crisper basket?
This HBO show won the Emmy for Best Drama in 2015, 16, 18, and 19.
Ah, what happened in 17? Down here.
Gage Evans, Let's Go, loved them.
You basically got the question right for
Yeah,
us. Yeah,
basically,
you
I mean,
contributed, Gabe.
how about
Oh,
that?
man.
You guys watch a lot of HBO?
Best drama on HBO. I mean, this is pre-Succession.
Right. And it Veep isn't a drama.
No.
Entourage, not a drama, but very good. Johnny Drama.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
What
This
it,
feels like Game
Yeah,
of
that
Thrones
was
timeline.
that was about that time.
And it feels like if there was a show that was going to wipe through. news
yeah,
like
what else
this.
would it be that was on
Not on HBO. On HBO, when Game of Thrones was on HBO, it was just like it was
just that?
and nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
I believe in that.
I think you're right.
Can we check the chat?
God, no.
What are we doing?
No. Just
Game of Thrones chat says, "Let's go."
Yep.
right.
Yep.
What happened?
And
I
this-
guess
In this 2002 comedy, Cuba Gooding Jr. plays a celebrity dentist who travels to Alaska to collect his
Radio.
inheritance, which turns to be 7 Siberian Huskies.
This movie sounds fucking awful.
I was
what
1
is
year
this?
old when
I
this
was
came
not.
out.
I was.
I was
born in
around.
02.
You were born in 02?
Christian, not
Christian
alive.
wasn't even a thought.
Yeah.
When
But
did
his
your
mom
When did
was.
your parents get married, Christian? 2002.
2003.
2003. So your parents weren't even
National
married yet.
championship.
Yeah, shout out.
Oh, nice. Yeah. What year were you born?
Snow
05.
Dogs.
Snow Dogs.
I feel like I've seen this movie.
Never heard Snow. Shout out to the chat. Snow Dogs.
Well, this Swedish singer and DJ had its hits in 1997.
Oh,
Do you know
Dancing
what it
on My
takes?
Own is a great song.
And Show
Have
Me
you heard
Love.
that song?
Dancing
Your
on my
most
own.
dance-
Dancing on my own.
Who sings it?
I don't know.
I don't.
Jonathan would know it.
It's a girl. It's a.
It's a female.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait,
mean-
no, I'm thinking of Dancing in the Dark.
That's another great song.
Great song.
That's
See,
the.
I was thinking Dancing Queen
Dang it.
by, what is it, ABBA?
Snow Dogs.
Yeah. See, this is like too old.
I know this is what the chat's for. This is
What does that
we
say?
want.
97?
So we need our
Robin.
Robin. That's it? Just Robin?
It sounds right.
Batman.
Sounds like a one word. I mean, good longevity.
Sure.
Yeah. Bang.
Shout out.
9 for 9.
All right.
Oh,
Good
Man,
work, I will say that was one of our better efforts.
good shout out to Gabe.
That was a fun one.
Chat
Chicken
really
critters.
came in handy.
Boy, we had
got
Michigan.
Pistons question.
we got Mississippi, we got Pistons, and we got Egg Bowl, Pistons, Chicken Critters.
Yes.
It's because they're listening to what
They
we're
are.
talking
Yeah,
about.
I mean, that's
and
what's
generating
topical right now.
questions.
And then we also got a celebrity that John knew.
Yeah.
Celebrity mashup.
The Jimmy Johns.
Yep.
Jimmy John Eads.
Jimmy John.
Oh, nice.
I am a frequent visitor.
There you
Can
go.
I get an Eads long? Is that what they asked for?
Oh my, ew, dude. That's disgusting.
I'm gonna need a restraining order on February
Can
13th.
I get an Eads long? Look at it.
That'd be a.
John, how long would a Eads long be?
This is the second show in a row that he is unhinged
Sus.
this side of the room. I mean, he had Rohan yesterday
Oh, and Stitches.
in stitches laughing at him. God, unbelievable.
I'm 6'1", so take you a while to eat that one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, a very important question. There's 2 answers to it. I'll ask you off the air.
We appreciate everybody joining us this morning. John, thank you for making your way over.
Yeah.
We
Thanks for having
appreciate
me.
you.
Yeah, of course.
Love the new studio.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
It's
Thank
gorgeous.
you very much. We'll see everybody tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. here. LSU basketball in the PMAC tonight. Be there. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 to 9.
Wayne Kiffin will be there.